Keto cooking for diabetes. How we doing? Today we're going to be making homemade sausage. Went to the store the other day and picked up this pork shoulder, Boston roast. The price was pretty good, still high, but it was pretty good. So I'm going to be taking this and deboning it and getting it ready for the grinder. I sharpened up my knives and we'll be taking our time, taking this little blade bone out of this piece of meat. It looks really nice. It's about 8 pounds, 7.82 I guess it was. Fairly simple to do. Feel around where the bone is. Take your knife, you just put it in there and you just follow the blade. Okay, take your time, nice and easy to do, and it'll come right out. Now once the bone is removed, okay, you feel around for some cartilage that might be in there. This one was pretty clean. So what I'll do is I'll start getting it ready to slice into little steaks there, and I'll strip them down into little strips and then into cubes. This is a beautiful piece of meat, perfect for sausage. Now, as you can see, the fat lines are really nice, and I just cube these up, and we will be putting into a half hotel pan, which you could use just a regular deep pan to put it in. Now what I'll do is I'll be using this High Mountain seasoning. Good stuff. It says sweet Italian blend on it, and it shows sausage and eggs, but it comes out to a nice Italian sweet sausage. The sugar count is not bad on it. In fact, it's very low, and that's why I use this. Now what I'll do is I'll take this cube, I'll mix up some of the dry seasoning, I'll mix it around in there. I will cover it and put it in the refrigerator overnight and let that seasoning set in. And then what I'll also do is I'll take the rest of the seasoning and I'll mix it in with some water, and then I'll pour it in. Once I grind it, then I'll pour it into the grind. Now on the grinder, that little sleeve right there, I take that and I put that in the freezer. Get that good and cold, nothing sticks, and you start grinding. Now I cut it small enough so that it'll fit down through the chute and doesn't bind up, grinds up perfect. That's a good little machine right there. I don't use it that much, but when I do, it grinds up for hamburger and when I do make sausage. Now, the smells are incredible with this right now, by the way. The fennel seed is off the charts. Okay, got it mixed up to the right consistency, I hope. And the only way you can see if it is with the right mixture and seasonings is you got to give it a try. I got the old pan heating up, and we will put this in to see how we go. And there it is. Now after blending both sweet and the hot sausage together, separate it and then put on a pan with parchment paper and rolled out, trying to knock most of the air bubbles out of it. Let it sit in the refrigerator overnight for another 24 hours and then get ready. Is the sausage ready yet? Okay, sausage is in. Top one has got a little bit of heat to it. Not much, just a little bit. There's the sweet one on the bottom. I have applewood in the smoker. I'll be doing this at 200 degrees. Internal. Okay, there it is. That's the sweet one. No hot pepper in it. And the internal temperature is just about maybe 130. I like to have it up, finished up about 150. Okay, I finished these off in the oven. This one here has a little bit of heat to it. Now I'm going to let them cool. This one over here I made this one a little thinner, so looks like it cooked a little bit more on top. But they're going to get sliced, and I'll pack these up, and they'll go into the freezer. Now, I got to thank Ms. J from the ROED Good Cooking for this recipe and for the help walking me through it. I've never made sausage this way before, and I'll tell you what, over the Christmas holiday, she gave us some turkey sausage, and I'll tell you what, it was delicious. So this looks like the way from now on to do it. Rather than wrestling with some casing and stuff, I'll give this a whirl from now on. Okay, today I went and got my blood work done, and nothing but a comedy of errors. The weekend was just full of stuff that Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. Making this sausage, my grinder quits on me. Just flat out stopped. So I contacted the manufacturer, and hopefully they're going to review it, and they said they might just replace it, which is fine. Would be good for me anyway. Also, today I don't know if you're familiar, but when you go, they want you to check in because of COVID prior to going into the building. So they send you a message, and on the message it says, "You have any COVID symptoms?" I went to scroll up on the phone, and it clicked on yes, that I had COVID symptoms. I don't have COVID symptoms. So therefore, they sent me a thing that they will have to reschedule my appointment. Nah, it's not going to happen. I went to the place, and the lady said, no, there's nothing but trouble with that whole thing. Everybody's having problems with it. Anyway, good thing I got my blood done, and we'll see what happens with that.
Talk about pulling a rabbit out of your hat. Ray asked, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? I was stunned. Uh-oh. Anyway, I was cutting up the meat, and I decided to make a little Chinese, sort of, Oriental, sort of. I had no clue. But I went to the refrigerator, and I found the 2 egg life wraps, some spinach, garlic, walnuts. Well, I started putting together like I normally do, and just talk about pulling a rabbit out of your hat.
Okay, Saturday afternoon, getting ready to make some sausage. So I cut up a nice, big, beautiful, I believe it was 8-pound Boston butt, deboned it. And I said, what are we going to make for tonight? So what I did was I took a couple pieces of the ends. I cut them up pretty thin, pretty small, nice and thin like this. I had 2 egg life wraps left. I cut them into some more of the noodles. If you've seen a couple of the other videos that I made noodles out of this. This actually came out pretty good. And I'm going to be doing some garlic, and I'm sauteing spinach in the garlic with some walnuts.
He said walnuts.
I added to the fray, I added some liquid aminos. This is my soy sauce from now on. This is what I use. There's nothing in it. It's actually good stuff. And I am going to be using the wok. Okay. Garlic's nice and brown. And goes the spinach. Down quick. Some more olive oil into the pan. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more in there because these noodles go very quick. Coat the pan really good. And this looks like deja vu from my other video, but I'm going to tell you, I will be using these in different applications from now on. Very good. I mean, they came out, they had a nice little crunch to them. You can't go too long with them because they're, again, like I said, fried eggs. But these are, what an alternative. I'm going to just get these going a little bit. I'm not going to do them too much because I'm going to add them in with the complete dinner altogether. Just just to get a little color, a little flavoring on them. A little Tommy spice. I'm just gonna let these go a little bit longer. Now back to the hot pan. And put a little bit more olive oil. And you can use any kind of oil you want. Now in this meat right here, I have, like I said, it's pretty thin. I have some garlic, granulated garlic. I put some Chinese 5-spice in it, just a tad, just a little bit. And probably 2 teaspoons of amino acid, what I use for soy sauce. And into the pan it's gonna go. Sound of magic. If I don't put the fan on, we'll hear the sound of the fire engines. Smoke alarms going off. Now I'm going to let this brown up really good and let it sort of cook down real